Hello and welcome to our final week of the class. I'm always amazed at how quickly the time goes. And here we are already in our last week. So this week we're actually going to look at exceptional learners on the other end of the spectrum, where we are looking at children and adolescents with gifts and talents. So this week you're going to feel as though other than your research paper, that it's not going to take you as long to get everything done because you only have one chapter to cover, which means that your weekly quiz is only on one chapter. And the discussion board that I'm having you do this week is simply a reflective discussion board. So it does not require any additional responses to your classmates. But I really like to see, once we get to the end of this course, what kinds of things really stood out to you? What were your light bulb moments? What were some of the things that you really feel like impacted you that you're going to take with you into the classroom? So everything that you need for the week is in the final folder for week 8. And remember, the really big thing that you're going to be working on this week is finishing up your research paper. So that is due by midnight on Sunday, and there is no grace day for this particular assignment. The reason is that grades are due 3 days after the course ends. And so in order for me to have time to thoroughly read over your research paper, give you feedback, I'm going to need all 3 of those days. So hopefully, especially since you've already submitted your annotated bibliography, you've already been working on this. But again, it does need to be in by midnight on Sunday. And go back to the video that I made about using APA formatting, writing a research paper, making sure that you have all of the headings, all of the information that you need. I don't want you to lose points simply because maybe you left off a section. So everything that you need is within Blackboard, whether it's under the assignment link for research paper, or if you go back to week 4, which is when I introduced the research paper. So that's really all that I have for this week. I hope that you enjoy reading about learners with special gifts and talents. It's actually a topic that's near and dear to my heart. I have a child who is identified as gifted, and I was fortunate enough to actually go through the old donation program, although way back when it was very different than the way it is now. It was actually, you only went 1 day a week. And of course, it could be for any of the arts as well as academics. And so now we know in the different cities that there's all different types of programs. Old Donation has its own center now, and so children go there every day as their school. Chesapeake, their gifted and talented is done in-house through the GATE program. So it's interesting to see that when we have children, again, identified, that's the key word. It's not just for children with disabilities, it's also for children who are gifted and talented. When they are identified, they deserve the extra resources as well. We all know that when you have children in your class, especially who are academically bright, sometimes they can present a behavior challenge simply because they get done with their work ahead of time. And although I don't like using the word bored, sometimes they are bored. And so that causes them to be a distraction in the classroom. And so we as teachers need to make sure that we are meeting the needs of every child in our classroom, whether they are on the end of the spectrum with special education where they need the additional resources, or if they are on the upper end of the spectrum where they have been identified as gifted and talented. No child should be left to just be the status quo. We're always trying to encourage them to reach their fullest potential, and that also goes for children who are gifted and talented. So again, I hope that you enjoy taking a little bit of a break from a lot of the heavy disabilities that we've looked at and ones that are very, very prevalent in children that we're seeing now, and looking at what happens with children when they are gifted and talented. I think you'll find that they actually encounter some of the same problems that children with disabilities do, especially when it comes to the social aspect. Sometimes they may be ostracized because of their gifts and talents. So it's neat to look at it from a different perspective. And so again, I hope that you not only enjoyed this week, but that you've enjoyed the course in general, and that you found that you really were able to take some important information, and just the general knowledge of how you should work with children with disabilities, what resources are available, what the causes of some of these disabilities may be, and as always, the importance of involving the families. So I have thoroughly enjoyed working with each one of you this semester, and I wish you the greatest success as you are starting to head out into the field. So have a fantastic week. Thank you for all of your hard work. I have really enjoyed the discussion board postings and reading all of your assignments. You've all done such a fabulous job, and you've made my job easy this semester. So thank you for that. So have a fantastic week. Have a great rest of the semester. And again, I pray the biggest blessings on you as you go and start to teach the future generation. Have a fantastic week.